An aircraft carrier operating in the open ocean is a massive and profoundly isolated machine. It is the ultimate tool for global power projection, condensing the firepower of a small nation into a single hull. But as a surface object displacing 100,000 tons, it remains highly vulnerable to long-range anti-ship missiles. Carrier survival depends on a tightly integrated, multi-domain systems architecture. Each airframe parked on this flight deck is a specialized node within that defensive ecosystem. We are going to construct this architecture from the ground up, mapping 8 specific aircraft to their essential tactical roles. Without this specialized multi-layered air wing, a multi-billion-dollar carrier is effectively a defenseless target in contested waters. The FA-18EF Super Hornet serves as the kinetic backbone of the strike group and its primary maritime defender. Boeing designed this fighter for the brutal physical demands of carrier operations. Its reliable twin-engine architecture ensures safe performance over open ocean, allowing it to carry the fleet's largest weapon loadouts into contested airspace. Naval defense is limited by the curvature of the Earth. A ship's radar cannot see past the horizon, creating a blind spot. An incoming low-altitude cruise missile can travel for miles beneath these waves, remaining undetected until it's too late to mount a defense. The E-2 Hawkeye solves this problem. It is easily recognized by the massive, rotating radar dome mounted directly above the fuselage. Unlike fast strike fighters, the Hawkeye slowly loiters at high altitudes. From this vantage point, it detects incoming aircraft and missiles long before they can be seen by the carrier's own radars. On this tactical map, the Hawkeye acts as an airborne command node, projecting a radar cone hundreds of miles ahead. Once it spots a threat, it transmits targeting data directly to the Super Hornets, cueing them to intercept before it reaches the fleet. The firepower of the Super Hornet is only effective if it is guided by the over-the-horizon awareness provided by the Hawkeye. Beyond aerial threats, the strike group must defend against hostile submarines stalking the fleet from beneath the surface. The Navy introduced the S-3 Viking during the Cold War, specifically to track and neutralize these underwater targets. It utilized a sophisticated array of acoustic sensors, sonobuoys, and torpedoes to form an impenetrable anti-submarine shield around the carrier. While this shield was essential for protection, the S-3's complex multi-role systems required a heavy logistical footprint, placing a constant strain on carrier maintenance crews. Fleet operations must also account for a second unseen vector, the electromagnetic spectrum. Surface-to-air missile radars can track the entire strike group from hundreds of miles away, making early suppression of these radars a requirement for survival. This is the role of the EA-18G Growler. Its primary weapon is not kinetic ordnance, but high-powered signals emitted from these complex jamming pods. In this wireframe battle space, enemy radar sites emit overlapping detection spheres, creating a wall of air defense. The Growler projects a jamming cone that disrupts these signals, erasing the enemy's vision and carving a safe digital corridor for the air wing. Surviving modern combat requires dominating the acoustic and digital spectrums before a single bomb is dropped. The most significant constraint on carrier survival is the combat radius of its fighters, which is dictated by their internal fuel capacity. This capacity chart shows the operational cost of that limit. Traditionally, 30% of the fleet's Super Hornets had to abandon their combat roles just to serve as refueling tankers for other jets. The MQ-25 Stingray is the Navy's first autonomous solution to this problem, designed to reclaim those combat fighters by taking over all tanking duties. The Stingray delivers fuel to jets up to 500 nautical miles away, vastly expanding the strike range. This extended reach allows the aircraft carrier to move backward, remaining safely out of range of an adversary's most dangerous anti-ship missiles. Robotic aerial refueling is a critical survival mechanism, It ensures the multi-billion-dollar ship can remain or often targeted the moment they cross into hostile territory. The F-35C Lightning II was built specifically to solve this penetration problem, serving as the fifth-generation vanguard of the fleet. Bringing stealth to a carrier required specialized adaptations, including folding wingtips and reinforced landing gear to survive the immense physical stress of catapult launches and arrested recoveries. Its radar-absorbent design allows it to operate undetected inside highly contested airspace, penetrating long-range defenses that would stop a standard fighter. The Lightning II uses sensor fusion to act as a flying command node. It combines data from the Hawkeye, ships, and tankers into a single targeting picture, silently transmitting this backward to legacy FA-18s, allowing them to engage from a safe distance. Penetrating highly contested airspace now depends on information dominance, neutralizing long-range defenses with stealth and data, rather than dogfighting. Naval aviation is abandoning the traditional concept of the lone wolf fighter pilot. The FAA-XX Next Generation Fighter program is being developed as an advanced, stealthy command hub rather than a traditional dogfighter. Under this model, human pilots will supervise collaborative combat aircraft, AI-enabled robotic wingmen that handle the most dangerous mission tasks. These autonomous drones will act as forward sensors, electronic jammers, and expendable missile trucks. This distributed network provides overwhelming, affordable mass. Robotic nodes can be lost in combat without risking a pilot or massive financial investment. If destroyed, the network instantly repairs its data links, allowing the mission to continue while the human remains safe. The modern air wing functions as a distributed, autonomous organism. This coordination keeps humans safe, while robotic swarms provide the affordable mass necessary to dominate the battle space.